You're so,
you just don't. You just gonna look that way for the rest of your life.
Ain't she, man?
I ain't never gonna put on no makeup or comb my hair if that's what you're talking about.
You don't need to when you that beautiful.
Oh, you see what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't really need to introduce this man to you because if you know me, you damn sure know him. He is the love of my life. You will remember him from Family Matters. But I want to get into some newer things. I want to talk about monogamy.
Love of my life, you are. Love of my life.
You see, that's why I'm wooed and I'm so in love with him. And we're here, Darius. This is Courtney.
Courtney, what's happening, man?
What's happening, brother?
Y'all out there smacking and whacking, man. I appreciate it, man. I love it.
No doubt, bro.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you backing up wifey, man, and holding it down the way you do, man. Every queen needs a king, man. You know, and as kings need to learn to invest more in our queens because they make all kind of moves that they won't allow us to. Ain't that right, King?
Well, you know what? I wouldn't call myself the king in our relationship. I'll probably call myself like the town gesture. Remember the gesture? He's definitely the queen, though.
No.
Well, no, man, but I mean, if you ride with her every week, man, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not there, you know what I'm saying? I can't be there, so I appreciate you being there, man, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we have to remember, a lot of us are, we're out here doing battle, and every battle brings you closer to winning a war. And then we are definitely at war, man, whether we recognize it or not. And people run around panicking over toilet paper. Boy, I ain't seen nothing yet.
Right.
Talk on that.
Why don't they just wash their ass?
That's some that y'all got some real shit to panic over in a little bit to cover. Toilet paper can't clean up this shit that y'all about to see. But I'm gonna keep it light.
Thank you so much for doing this, Darius.
Anything for you. I was supposed to have done it a while ago, but I've been ripping and running and putting some things together that I'm not at liberty to speak on. Certain things that I cannot confirm or deny. And you know how this game is. Everybody sees us and thinks that we have all the answers, but they have no clue that our answers make no sense because we don't write the book. So,
Absolutely.
you know, 2 + 2 does not always equal 4, y'all. I know that you guys are accustomed to arithmetic and mathematics, but this is a science that we can't even explain, especially with this algorithm that they've created today called social media, which is a wonderful and beautiful thing. I enjoy it and I love it, but it's so different. You know, I have talked to several of my friends, you know, and there's a difference between fame and clout. There's a difference between personalities and celebrities. There's a difference between you know, talent and entertainment, because sometimes talent isn't always entertaining.
Amen.
You know, people might look at you, they might say, "Tell a joke." Well, that's not what I do. I'm a funny motherfucker, but that's not what I do. I can sing you a song, you know, and I got to be in the mood to do that.
Amen.
Because I'm an artist.
Well, my thing is always like, you want me to perform on spot, but can you pay my rate? Because if you can't pay my rate,
that's a whole nother conversation.
Nobody's putting on a performance. Courtney asked me right before you got on, he said, "How do you know Darius? Did you meet him during Family Matters?" And I started giggling and I said, no, we're going to wait for D to come so he can answer that.
Oh, I was macking. I macked Cherry when I started macking to her when she was about 12 years old. She was 12. Because I did Big Shots when I was 10. So yeah, Big Shots was 1986. Because, you know, obviously we all grew up watching Cherry. Cherry was one of the few little black girls on TV, man. I mean, which is just so amazing. I mean, you grew up watching Different Strokes and different shows and Facts of Life. We saw Kim Fields do her thing. Kim, I love you. I wouldn't even be in the industry if it wasn't for Kim and her mom, Auntie Chip, who's one of the greatest acting coaches ever, and one of the greatest African American. And I don't like to say African American I just for personal reasons, but for all of those of you who really aren't hip to the Moors and hip to you know, a lot of what it is, we call y'all black people. But Auntie Chip is probably one of the greatest black actresses that the game has ever seen. She's an amazing director too. So yes. Cherry, back to Cherry, she was on this show called Punky Brewster, and we all grew up watching Punky Brewster. We loved it. Cherry had her little headbands on and that same little smile, and you know, there was a cartoon. Cherry even had a cartoon because of Punky Brewster. He's gonna embarrass me. You know what I'm saying? Punky Brewster. You know what I'm saying? So I had the blessing of doing a movie, a feature film. And if you really turn back time and you really look at the game, there aren't too many black little boys who opened up and starred in a feature film. So at this point, like I was like, yo, and I really didn't even realize what I had done. I wasn't even paying attention to it. That's why they always say it's not really cool to look out the window when you're in a rocket on the way to the moon, because it might fuck your head up. So I don't really pay no attention to the press kit. I've always been like that. But anyway, back to how Cherry and I met. We ended up with the same agent, and she used to have this Christmas party. And so I really felt like, yo, I got a shot. Because okay, Cherry's already on a whole nother level, because she, you know, her and Punky are besties. This is before the word besties was even invented. They was partners, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, Cherry was that girl. We watched her every week. So I didn't have a show, you know, because in my mind, the only cast that had a real shot at this was somebody who had a consistent gig every week. Even back then, you know, I'm like
12.
I know, baby, but you was already on your end of legendary status at the time, and you know, you was doing big things, breaking color barriers. I mean, because you had a white best friend on the show, and you was her partner, and you know, it was Brandon, and you know, and Henry. And y'all had so you know, so anyway, I'm gonna shorten this long story up. I was in this movie called Big Shots, and so I was like, I got a shot because I'm a big shot. I'm one of the only little boys ever in history of little black boys to be the star of a movie. So if anybody can shoot this shot, I'm gonna shoot this shot because I already had a crush on it, just like all the rest of you little Negroes did. I know growing up you did too.
Yes.
So I was gonna shoot my shot, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a McCrary. So I'm gonna shoot my shot. So we at the Christmas party, and I shot my shot, and she didn't shoot me down, and so you know, we would talk on the phone, and I thought it was so cool. This is how you knew Cherry was a real star, because she had her own phone. She had her own line, not no cell phone, y'all. She had her own line. She had her own private number. Okay.
It stayed the same until 3 years ago, and that's only because I moved out of the state.
And if you knew Cherry, you could call Cherry on her private line. Other than that, you had to call the house line. You had to talk to moms, and that's a whole nother can of worms that wasn't nobody, and most of y'all still ain't prepared to deal with to this day. But don't play. So Cherry and our romance began as children, and I would find myself, and that's what I talked my parents into giving me my own line too. I said, hey, I need my own number. I said, I can't have Cherry doesn't color the house for me. I can't have Cherry color the house number. I got a movie out.
You probably got your own line because your mama got tired of me calling her phone.
Yo, I just think I was so fly when Cherry called the house. I'd be like, I gotta take this call.
As you should.
And his mama would say, hello, McCrary residence. And I would say, hi, is Darius there? And she would say, is this cherry like the fruit? You say it every time, and I say, yes, ma'am. And you say, hold on.
Oh, this is so dope.
Oh, my God. Oh my God. So little did we know that Cherry Johnson at the time, who was talking to Darius McCrary, was Cherry talking to Scam, would be Maxine talking to Eddie. We didn't know that back then because that hadn't happened yet.
Mm.
Crazy, huh? How that works, huh?
That's a dope.
Like it. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I still marvel at that when I think about it. Wow.
That's why I wouldn't tell the story without you. Like, I made him wait. I was like, I can't tell you till he gets here.
Hey, so since we already there, you made me into like a sucker for love. You probably don't even know this, but I know you don't know this. But you made me into like a sucker for love. It was I know you probably didn't write the line, but it was something you said when I was like 12, 13 years old, when you were playing the character Eddie Winslow. And,
yes.
And I hadn't got none by then. But everybody else was saying that they had got some. So I was, and I didn't want to lie and say that I had got none. But you put me onto this line. You told it was a scene where they found out you hadn't scored yet, and so you said, you like quantity, I like quality. And I was using that line for a long time, bro.
I mean, you know what? I gotta give it to the producers of that show, man. They were really great with allowing us to make those lines our own. Okay. They came up with amazing stuff, but I mean, how could you not when you produce shows like Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, Punky Brewster, Silver Spoons, Getting By, Full House, I mean, Perfect Strangers. I mean, I could just go on and on about it. Thank you, baby. Yes, all of this, you know. So these guys were just phenomenal, man, with being able to give you these lines, but they were also brilliant enough to understand that they had experience with the Black experience, but they weren't living the Black experience. So they were wise enough to depend on who and what we are and what we were, you know, as Black entertainers, to allow us to make those lines and